Hello everyone and welcome back to my story time. Today I'm going to read to you my all-time favorite story called Dog Breath, written by Dav Pilkey. Dav Pilkey is a funny, silly author. He has his website. It's spelled DAVPILKEY.com. Go visit it and check out his books. He has a preview of his new book called Dog Man, Grime, and Punishment. He does the Captain Underpants series, the Dog Man series, Dumb Bunnies, and some others. But one of his earlier works, Dog Breath, is one of my all-time favorites. It is The Horrible Trouble with Hally Tosis. And the dog's name is Hally. The family's last name is Tosis. And if you don't know, the word halitosis means bad breath. This dog's name means bad breath. So we're going to read a story about a dog who has some terrible, terrible breath. So bad, the family just doesn't want to keep the dog anymore. But the story has a happy ending. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Dog Breath, The Horrible Trouble with Hally Tosis by Dav Pilkey. There once was a dog named Hally who lived with the Tosis family. Hally Tosis was a very good dog, but she had a big problem. Hally Tosis had horrible breath. Whenever Hally Tosis opened her mouth, horrible things happened. You see the wallpaper rolling up right there? The tree is wilted and the poor fish. And look at Mona Lisa in the painting. She's holding her nose too. When the children took Hally Tosis for a walk, everyone else walked on the other side of the street. Even skunks avoided halitosis. Look at the skunk. He's even holding his nose. But the real trouble started one day when Grandma Tosis stopped by for a cup of tea, and Hally jumped up to say hello. Mr. and Mrs. Tosis were not amused. Something had to be done about that smelly dog, they said. Look at Grandma. The next day, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis decided to find a new home for Hally. Oh, the boys and girls must be so sad. The children knew that the only way they could save their dog was to get rid of her bad breath. So they took Hally Tosis to the top of a mountain that had a breathtaking view. They hoped that the breathtaking view would take Hally's breath away. The sign says, breathtaking view. But look at the sun. But it didn't. The children took Hally Tosis to a very exciting movie. They hoped that all the excitement would leave Hally breathless. The name of the movie is Breath of a Salesman, and it says, it'll leave you breathless. Do you think it'll work? But it didn't. Finally, the children took Hally Tosis to a carnival. They hoped that Hally would lose her breath on the speedy roller coaster. The sign even says, you'll lose your breath on our roller coaster. Look at all the people behind Hally. Do you think it worked? That idea stunk too. The plans to change Hally's bad breath had failed. Now only a miracle could save Hally Tosis. Sadly, the three friends said goodnight, unaware that a miracle was just on the horizon. They're going to bed thinking that their dog is leaving the next day. See the window? Later that night, when everyone was sound asleep, two sneaky burglars crept into the Tosis house. The two burglars were tiptoeing through the dark, quiet rooms when suddenly they came upon Hally Tosis. "Yikes," whispered one burglar. "It's a big, mean, scary dog." "Don't be silly," whispered the other burglar. "That's only a cute little fuzzy puppy." He doesn't know. The two burglars giggled at the sight of such a friendly little dog. "That dog couldn't hurt a fly," whispered one burglar. "Come here, Poochie Poochie," whispered the other. So Hally Tosis came over and gave the burglars a nice, big kiss. Slurp. I bet you know how that went. What do you think is going to happen? The next morning, the Tosis family awoke to find two burglars passed out cold on their living room floor. Look at them. They're as green as can be. It was a miracle. The Tosis family got a big reward for turning in the crooks, and soon Hally Tosis was the most famous crime-fighting dog in the country. Look at the headlines. Bad breath bungles burglar. Panting pooch paralyzes prowlers. Hero hound halts the hoodlums. Rancid respirations restrain robbers. And mutant space dog captures evil Elvis clones. In the end, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis changed their minds about finding a new home for Hally. They decided to keep their wonderful watchdog after all. Look at the sign in the yard. It now says, "This home protected by dog breath." Because life without Hally Tosis just wouldn't make sense. Sense, you get it? Take a look at how the word is spelled. The end. I hope you enjoyed Dog Breath as much as I do. I love reading the story. It always cracks me up how they take him to a breathtaking view and hoping that the roller coaster will take his breath away and the movie will leave him breathless. Such a cute story. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, keep learning and keep reading. Now you'll hear it from Burrow. Burrow says, keep learning and keep reading. Right, Burrow? Give me kisses. Give me kisses.